hesitated for a moment. I wasn't sure if I wanted to expose myself and my family, but the pastor pressured me by saying God is speaking to him right now and God will be very cross with me unless I unburden myself. I was emotionally vulnerable at that moment, and his words were enough to encourage me to share. I proceeded to tell the entire group the hardships my family went through when my older brother was diagnosed with bone cancer a few years prior. He was in remission at this time, but it was still a very sore subject as seeing my brother in so much pain had seriously messed with my head. The room was quiet for a second after I finished speaking, and the pastor tutted, placing his hand on my shoulder and saying, "What a shame you and your family weren't members of the church back then. We would have laid hands on him and made his recovery quicker through God." I sat there in absolute shock, completely dumbfounded. The pastor then closed her eyes for a second and said, "The Lord just spoke to me again. He wants you to know he hurts that you think you need medication to be better. He is your medicine." I stood up and walked out of that church that very second, and as I was leaving the pastor yelled at me that God is here and he will punish me for this act of treason. Right as I reached the door, I turned back to him yelling that he can go F himself, and that if God is indeed here, he'll forgive me for this.